In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how I was able to acquire a client for my marketing agency worth $24,000 from spending just $139 to actually acquire this particular client, which equates into roughly about 174x ROI if you do the math. And here is the Stripe dashboard with all the actual proof. As you can see, the invoice is being paid right here. And then as well, the actual total spend from that particular customer being worth very close to 18,000 pounds, which is about $24,000 give or take. Now I'll have to obviously blur out very sensitive pieces of information right here just to not reveal the client's information, but let me actually refresh this page for you so that you can see that these are real numbers and that I am not faking anything. And I'm making this video to show you exactly step by step how I was able to do that, so that right after watching this video, you can just go ahead and copy me using the acquisition and the marketing method that I haven't really seen a lot of people out there talk about when it comes down to getting clients for your agency or for your AI agency as well, as an example. So let's get right into it. So the entire method is basically you using paid communities. And the idea is for you to join a community where your ideal clients congregate in, whatever niche that might be, whether it's landscapers, roofers, dentists, remodelers, etc. And get access to those communities where you can have access to hundreds, if not thousands of those types of individuals in that community. And that means that you can get access to them for typically a fraction of the price that you would have to spend in order to actually get that particular access to that, lead or those people in a sense through other acquisition methods such as ads or things like that, which leads to significant lower cost per acquisitions. The other reason why the actual communities work really well and the entire idea of them is that everybody in there has actually paid that amount of money to be part of it as well. So if they have paid money to be there, then they have proven themselves that they're willing to actually grow their business. So if you come to them with a better offer and make their life more easy using AI as an example, right, then chances are they will hire you as well because they already expressed interest in growing their business. And the other thing as well is that they have trust in that community. So if you get connected to them through that community, then that trust automatically gets applied to you as well. And not to mention the fact that you also get access to, in that community, they typically have courses or some material that you can learn from as well, which you can actually use to see how you can deliver for your clients even more. So you kind of like knock out two birds in one stone, because number one, you get access to people that you can sell to, but number two, you also get access to content where you can learn how to deliver for your clients even more. So here's a couple of communities that I can show as an example. Here is one from Ryan Serhant, where he has a community that costs literally $49 a month, as you can see. And what's very interesting is that you get access to 25,000 members within that community across industries such as real estate, creative services, financial services, small business owners, private practice owners, etc., etc. Now, this guy right here, he used to work with primarily real estate agents way back in the day. So this would be a really good community for you to enroll into if you serve within that niche, because you can get access to thousands of real estate people within that actual community. But even then, he's right now expanded his actual marketing, a bit more broad to other industries as well. So, whatever niche you are in, you can still go and pretty much enroll in this one and see what types of people you can get connected to that are within your niche right here. Because at the end of the day, just $49 a month, you get access to 25,000 members. And if you get just one client for whatever price you charge for your actual offer, for us as an example, we charge between 10 to 15K. So like we would just enroll in there 1 month in, maybe we close a client worth $15,000 from spending $49 on this particular thing right here. So that's one community right here. Now, here's another one that is specifically tailored for landscapers. It is from this person right here. He's got about 246,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he's getting a decent bit of views every now and then. But he has a community, which is this one right here, and it is specifically tailored for landscapers. Like I mentioned, it costs $49 per month, and you get access to a Facebook group with about 275 members in there. Get in there, connect with those people, and if you sell one client, then you do the math, what could be the ROI right there from spending just $49 a month on that community. Here's another one that is specifically for roofers from these guys right here with about 145,000 subscribers on YouTube. As you can see, they've got this community where it costs different types of prices basically, but the basic plan is about $200 a month, as you can see. And it doesn't really say right here how many people are actually within the community, but from their actual reviews, they have about 300 plus roofing company reviews, which means that they probably have at least 300 people in that community basically, right? So you could also consider this one as an example. And then of course there's a bunch of other ones as well, for example like this one with about 3.6 thousand members in this paid community for roofers specifically. Here's another one for med spas where it costs about $400 a year as an example, and get access to literally 703 members in this particular community, etc., etc. So you kind of get the point, because you can pay money to get access to a community where there are extremely warm people, where chances are that, you know, they'll hire you as well because they already have expressed their interest to actually grow their business as well. So how do you actually find these communities? Well, there's a couple methods. The first method is you just going on Google and searching up the actual niche, followed by specific keywords that they would normally typically use in course names. For example, academy, mastermind, school, course, membership, community, etc., etc. So like if you would be in the niche of landscapers, then you would write down landscapers, growth academy, for example. You could write down roofers, growth mastermind, med spas, growth community, etc., etc. Another method is YouTube, where you search up specific search keywords on the YouTube search bar, where you include a niche followed with a specific keyword that they would normally search up themselves as the owner of that industry, to actually see how they would be able to get a specific outcome. So for example, if you would be a roofer, what things would you search up on YouTube? You will probably search up how to get more leads for roofing business, how to get more appointments for a roofing business, right? So you want to write down roofing companies, get more leads or get more appointments. How can I get more leads for my roofing company? Whatever, right? So search keywords like that, and then just look at channels of people in that niche where they actually produce content for that, and then just look at their links in the description and the channel and see what types of links they have, whether or not they have any paid communities. Basically, you can also access and basically find them through podcasts, where you search up for niche specific podcasts on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other podcast platform out there, and then just going to the links section and more of like description section and seeing what types of links they have, because most of the time these guys are going to be selling something as well, because why would they do a podcast if it's just free in a sense? Most of the time it's going to be, you know, some sort of a program that they sell right there as well, so you can find a little links right there as well. And then lastly, you can just use ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT to go ahead and find these communities for you for your particular niche. Now, in terms of pricing, the way how that works is that there is a couple different tiers to this, you can kind of say, because there are communities like the ones that I showed you where it costs, you know, $40 a month, $200 a month, right? So you can find actual monthly membership communities, or alternatively, you can also find courses and expensive academies. So courses would be something that costs in the ranges of a couple $100 to like $1,000 one time, and then you get access to an actual community with that offer as well. And then you have some very expensive offers that are like 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K one-off fee to actually access that particular program and also community. Now, typically, the more expensive it is, the better quality people are going to be there. But you can obviously start off with cheaper options to get some experience under your belt, and then after that, as you're closing more and more clients, you reinvest your profits into more expensive communities basically from there on out. So it could be a mix of, like I mentioned, monthly memberships, and it also could be courses or some sort of masterminds as an example. Now, when you find these communities, it's very important that you do your necessary qualification before you actually enroll into that community, because the last thing you want to do is enroll into a community where, you know, maybe they don't even have a community. Maybe they just sell a course and that's it, and there is no community. Well, then your money is wasted. Or maybe alternatively, they do have a community, but that community is nobody is really using it anymore, or maybe there is not enough people there, right? So you want to look out for, number one, the actual size and the activity. Make sure that they have at least 100 members in there and there is active engagement going on as well. Number two, access, where you actually get access to a community, whether it is on Facebook, School, Slack, Discord, Circle, or whatever else it might be. Maybe they have a community that is created on their own platform, like for example was with this one right here that I got access to. And the third thing that you want to look out for as well is the actual ideal client avatar fit, where the members are your ideal types of clients. So obviously you want to look and see whether the community is tailored more for like beginners, or is it tailored more for seasoned owners, right? Because typically what happens is that if they are more seasoned, then they're going to be more, you know, better quality, where they have more money to actually afford your services. But also those communities typically tend to be a bit more expensive compared to the ones that are tailored for beginners, right? So you want to filter through that as well. And then lastly, look out for obviously what's the price point, right? Because like I mentioned, the higher is the fee, the easier it is to actually kind of like close clients there, because they have significantly more money. And if you think about it, if you have an AI offer that you sell for $10,000, $15,000, you get access to a community where, let's say, the members of that community need to pay $5,000 to get access to it, where they get a course and maybe some group calls and, you know, like group community, right? Well, if they paid $5K to get there, then chances are they do have the financial resources to pay you $15,000 as well to actually do all the work for them, compared to them going through a course and implementing that thing themselves. So that's really what it is. And here is how you can actually get clients from these communities, because the entire idea idea is for you to build relationships with these people and connect with them, and not necessarily like pitch your services. Okay, so this is a bit of a longer term play where you're not directly going there and saying that, hey, you know, if anybody needs an AI agent or an AI this or an AI that, I can help you build that out. Instead of you doing that, you're more just like providing value and building connections. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to answer people's questions. So when they actually post a piece of question, as an example, right, in the actual community section there, like on Facebook, for example, right, and they have a specific question, you want to be there to pretty much answer as detailedly as you physically can, provide as much value as you physically can right there, right? That's number one that you want to do. Number two, you want to produce more of like post value in the community, right? So whatever, you know, issues that specific niche would actually experience, make sure that you provide value in there. Like it could be case studies, it could be, you know, some sort of a document, some sort of report, some sort of an SOP that you've actually created that you can give away complete for free in that community. Just provide as much value as you physically can and don't hold back at all. And do not have any CTAs at all. Do not pitch anything. Just simply provide value without expecting anything in return, right? Because it's going to compound on over you doing that, you know, you're doing that for a period of like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. People are going to be noticing you and they'll be, you know, very curious to see, you know, what else can you do, and they will start reaching out to you and actually asking if you can help them, right? Now, obviously, after a while, you want to start engaging people in the DMs, right, as they react positively to your content. You can connect with them from there on out, you know, answer the questions in the DMs, provide more value, and building that, you know, relationship, and then slowly driving them to actually book a call. That's exactly what I did with this particular client right here. I built a lot of value in the community, and this particular person, he saw that I'm producing a lot of value, right? I know my thing, right? I know what I'm talking about. And then he reached out to me and we scheduled an appointment, and got the deal closed basically, right? So you want to do a similar thing, build that relationship, and do not market in that community, like I said, because you also don't want to message people out of the blue, because what happens is that a lot of communities do not allow this. They do not allow marketers to sell to people in their community. And so the last thing you want to do is to be reported to the owners of the community from somebody saying that you're a marketer trying to sell to them, and that's basically gonna get you kicked out. So it means that you paid all this money to get access to the community, and they just simply kick you out, and that's it. Like, you're not able to get back anymore. So be very, very careful with it. That's the only downside, almost of like one of the downsides with this method. Besides that, it's also not as scalable compared to paid ads, as an example. You're not really able to scale your agency using this method right here, but it's it's something that you can do as a side thing where you can sign clients with a really, really good cost per acquisition, basically. Now, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, where I can actually help you find these communities, help you create an extremely good AI offer, walk you through the entire process that I've used for booking calls and scaling my own agency to $50,000 per month, where it is at the moment, I'll walk you through pretty much everything A to Z, how you can, copy me entirely, then you'll find a link in the description section down below that leads you to this landing page where you can apply to work with me one-on-one. But with that being said, guys, I hope that you found this video really valuable, and I'll be basically seeing you in the next one.